Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make seitan. Now for anyone watching who doesn't know what that is, you might have heard of wheat gluten before, or seitan as I call it. I feel like that's more commonly known. I'm sure a lot of the vegetarians and vegans already know what I'm talking about, but if you've never heard of it, it's basically like a vegetarian or vegan alternative to meat. And it's pretty easy to make at home. I've just been making it over the past few weeks and I've really been loving it. So I wanted to show you how I do it. I am just going to be showing you this base recipe today. It's pretty versatile, so honestly you could add in different things and make it a little bit more interesting or flavorful, but I like doing it this way if I just wanted to kind of put into different recipes. So the one that I'll be making today, I'm going to be using as my roast to go with a bit of a weekend roast. I'll just be putting gravy on top and doing it with veggies, but I've done it different times, cooking it in small pieces to do kind of like crumbed chicken pieces for KFC, and sometimes it's even just nice sliced up on a sandwich. It's very versatile. I won't go into the different ways to prep it today since that could be a whole other video, but for today, as I've said, I'll show you how I make the base recipe. I suppose another quick point I'll mention, when I say it's a good meat substitute, it really is. It's good in terms of its protein content. And another point to mention, originally when I heard about this, I thought it'd be quite tricky to make, but I was pleasantly surprised the first time I made it, and ever since with how easy it is. So hopefully you find this video interesting today, learning how to make seitan with me. Alright, so I'm starting out by heating some olive oil in a pan, and then adding 1 diced brown onion to the pan, just cooking it off for a few minutes. After that's browned slightly, I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. Then, last of all, I'm adding liquid smoke to the pan. This isn't essential, but I found by adding it, it brings out more depth of flavour. Once my seasoned onions are cooked, I'm adding them into a jug, which I can blend everything together. I'm also adding 1 cup of water, a cube of vegetable stock. I use the Marcel brand, so this stock cube is vegan, as well as about a tablespoon of soy sauce and about a tablespoon of tomato paste. Then I'm blending everything up with my stick blender until it's smooth. Now to the liquid, I'm adding 1/4 cup of chickpea flour, 1.5 cups of wheat gluten flour, aka vital wheat gluten, and then 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. Then everything can be combined. So I'm starting out by mixing everything with a spoon and then finishing up by kneading it together. Now, prior to cooking, I'm splitting mine into 2 big loaves. You could do small pieces if you wish. I've done that before and the result has been fine. As for cooking, I do mine in my rice cooker. I fill the bottom with 3 cups of water, add in the steamer basket, and I do lightly grease mine with olive oil spray so that it doesn't stick. And then I add in my seitan. From here, I just leave it to steam for 1 hour. Of course, smaller pieces need less time, depending on their size. After an hour, my seitan is cooked. You can probably tell from the marks, I did flip mine about halfway through to ensure it was evenly cooked. From here, I'm just sliding these pieces out to cool, and then it can be cut up to serve. I'm going to have a taste test and show you the texture. It's kind of like a cross between roast meat and bread. High in protein, vegan friendly, and delicious. Now here's how I served mine in a meal as part of a veggie roast, but it's so versatile, the possibilities are endless. Alright, so that's it for how I make my seitan. I've already had my lunch, and I've got to say this time around it was the best I've ever made, in my honest opinion, but let me know what you think if you give this one a go. And also if you change anything with the recipe, let me know what you do because I'm still learning and I'd really love to hear any changes that you make. But for now, I will be wrapping it up here. I just wanted to thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this one. Please give me a thumbs up if you did and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, Depending on how this video goes, I might do some more vegetarian cooking videos. I know I've done a fair few cooking videos in the past. Normally I stick to baking and doing sweets, but I found recently that there are quite a few vegetarian dishes that I feel pretty comfortable making, and I'd have an interest in sharing if there's any interest to see that. But for now, I will be wrapping it up here as I've said, so I just wanted to thank you once again for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Hail Satan! God, that was cheesy.